Mercer, one half of the Tag Team Champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the...
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 839. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're ready to talk with all my friends out there, wherever you may be streaming, all of the places, I hope, because I don't see a streaming thing over here. I hope we're streaming all the places. I did not confirm we're streaming all the places. We're going to check that real quick. In the meantime, this is the awesome... Oh, I just bumped my thing. Oh, this is the wrong thing. This is the Awesome Cast over here. That's why I can't see any streams. That would make sense. But while I'm kind of figuring that stuff out, first of all, we have from Beacon, New York, a place that I was relatively close to. Well, closer than usual, I'll just say that. Mad Mike.
Hi, Sorg.
Hi. I was in your kind of almost neck of the woods.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
I mean, it was in Jersey, and I had 3 hours.
Okay, yeah.
Listen, I was speeding through Jersey, and like between Long Island and Stroudsburg, PA, and I was like, I gotta get into Long Island and get me the. Do not stay in Jersey. Do not stop in Jersey. Do not stop in Jersey. Get your gas before you enter. All hope ends at the gas pump.
Yeah, pretty much. I
Okay.
mean, I never advocate that people stop in Jersey for any reason.
I did find the nicest Starbucks in the mountains, though. Or not Starbucks, Dunkin'. Had cushy
That's fair.
chairs. It was like a cabin and everything like that. Also with us, somebody who's been on a road trip or two with me before, The Riz. The Riz?
Riz?
The Riz. Let me try this again.
Riz?
The Riz.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, we're starting. We're
What?
doing a thing. My internet decided to cut out right before the show started.
Oh, is that your microphone?
This is my microphone.
It is your microphone. It was a little roomy.
Perfect.
You gotta watch your
You're
mic
the
technique.
one.
You gotta talk. You gotta love the microphone.
I got
Love the Riz. Riz.
Yeah.
First rule of podcasting. What's the first rule of podcasting?
You don't talk about podcasting.
Okay, the second rule of podcasting. Love
You
the
never
microphone.
disclose if you're wearing pants.
The third rule of podcasting. Love the microphone with
Always
your
eat.
mouth. Love the microphone with your mouth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ew.
Rest your chin on there.
I'll rest my chin on it.
Rest
I
your
almost,
chin on the microphone comfortably so we can hear you.
I like moving around, Sword. You know that.
No, don't move around. Move around the
Yeah.
top of the mic like this. You
People
see,
moving
you see how
out,
my voice
people
doesn't
moving in.
change as
Yeah,
I'm
you
moving
know that.
around the
I know
mic,
that, Sword.
and then or get a
know
headset
that,
piece
but
like
my
Mad
head
Mike
moves.
has. We got to get you. We got to get you so much help right now. You're very
I don't
wow.
know what you.
What is that lighting? Is the
What?
sun still out? Are you in a different time zone? You look so colorful.
It's my light.
It's the motion blur
It's
effect.
literally my
Oh,
light. I am literally across the city from you.
Yes, I know. What state am I
It's
in?
just my light.
What state is this? I don't even know anymore.
I cannot answer that one for you, Sorg.
No, I can barely answer that most of the time.
Because I will give you a different answer,
Yeah.
but somehow still be
don't-
right.
Right? Right? I am on Facebook. Oh, good. I wanted to
Mhm.
stay to Facebook for as long as that lasts. Oh, geez, I gotta look at new streaming places, don't I?
I
So when
miss
are we
you.
streaming
I
on
miss you.
Hive? I'm
I don't know,
Mastodon.
dude. Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's put a pin in the hive. In the meantime, let's start the show. That's what we should be doing.
Miss you, Tom.
You can check.
Coming to you live from Friendster, it's the Wrestling
Oh
Mayhem
my
Show.
gosh! Wow. We should probably talk about that
You know
situation
what?
as it applies to
we
wrestling.
should see if LinkedIn has streaming capabilities.
It does, and we haven't been approved for
I'm
it.
sure it does.
Yeah,
Of
no,
course
Mike.
we
You
do.
know, I've actually
How
streamed.
How aren't we approved for this, Sorg?
Because have you seen this show? That's a business
true.
entity.
That's
No,
true.
I have
That's
actually
fair.
streamed for a client on LinkedIn before, so
Wow.
they got approved. But they're like important, howdy toudy,
See,
like
we
staffing.
could never do that because I would talk in nothing but Linkin Park lyrics.
Ah, guys, you can send us your best Linkin Park lyrics at that email address.
Good time.
Good times.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com or 412-206-WMS0. You can call that number and sing us your favorite Linkin Park song, right?
Oh, please.
Please, somebody.
Please
do
No,
it.
Tell us which wrestling angle would best be set to the Linkin Park classic What I've Done.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
man.
simple. That's the
Can we?
Batista and Rey Mysterio angle.
Oh, wait, that whole thing?
No, see, I was thinking of Batista angle, but I'm also thinking when he turns on Evolution.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
When he's holding the contract and Triple H and Ric Flair are like thumbs up, and like and they throws it down. What I've done.
No.
And it's a power bomb to
Here's,
the table.
here's no. Here's what you do.
Okay.
Here's what you do. It's
Okay.
what are the ones the NXT? Hold on a second. Let me like an NXT that took place in Georgia.
Me.
And it's like
Wow.
yes, and you time it up with like the end of the NXT when like Ciampa turns on Gargano.
Oh, yeah.
And then it fades out to like made in
Okay.
Georgia or made in Florida or
Okay.
something, and that's when it hits, right?
I like that too.
Okay, I was just
I
thinking like what
like
makes
that.
sense here, or the made in Ohio, or pure Michigan, or wherever the hell kind of thing. They dropped the Connecticut thing like in the middle of the main event. Come back on SmackDown this week. It was interesting how they're getting embedded now. Anyways,
Sometimes they do that if they
right.
have.
I don't think they have the out when they do it on the network like that on Fox. So I think they have to embed it because I think I've seen it a couple times in the corner. Anyways, the rest of the rundown, you can tweet us at Mayhem Show on the Twitter as long as that lasts. And we're going to see, should we start a Mayhem Show on other platforms? Let us know what platforms you're on, and we're figuring out if we should be on those platforms as well. Hey, maybe I'm investigating. Maybe we start a Sorgatron Media Mastodon server. I don't know. Would you like a SorgatronMedia.local or .social? Maybe.
Could we call it the Mastodon Vader circle?
We could. Oh my gosh, we could. Anyways,
Yeah, we could definitely do
we
that.
might have to contact the family of Leon White first. Anyways, or you can subscribe
Who's
to
that?
us. Subscribe. Leon White, isn't that Vader?
I'm joking.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened to my summary here? Wait a minute. Oh, wait. Has this text been on here the whole time? Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wrestling Mayhem Show. We do still have a Facebook group for the moment, as well as Discord and Reddit. Just like life is fleeting, so are social networks. And we're live here every Tuesday at whatever will stream us this week. Currently, that is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, Facebook, YouTube, Sorgatron Media, Twitch, and the IndieWrestling.us, Twitch, and Facebook. And you can do that. We're out here every week at 10 p.m. Eastern on all of those platforms, or after the NXT overrun. So it ends up being about 10:15 or so. But that's how it goes. I mean, if it's good enough for Fast 5 tonight, it's good enough for us, I guess. Because what's the most
Family.
important thing about Mayhem Show?
Family.
Also, thinking of family, thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Our friends at the Fan of the Show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! This is my favorite moment
Do a
of the
class
week.
for me, Bo Diggity.
Team Hammer Fist and WFJ Town. At the Poppy Club level, David Podner. Aiden, just the biggest hustler in the WWE, GCW fan walking this island of Ireland, regularly dipping into places I can purchase fligs and memorabilia at Irish Pod. Pizza Club Level, Doc Remedy, and The Riz, and Bradley, and the Mother of Dragons, Tina Keys, and OccupyProWrestling.com. All three of those at the manager level. You guys can support the show as well at Patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. I'm trying to Excalibur the Patreon rundown. It's my new personal challenge. Okay.
Okay.
That's my new personal challenge. So I was inspired.
It's a new TikTok challenge.
Excalibur
your
picture in picture.
Yes, it's my non-violent TikTok challenge. So, you guys can support the show and watch me and help me lose my breath by. You know what? I want you. You know what I want? Some people are like, we have 3 digits. We need to get to 1,000 followers or whatever, or we need to get X amount of money. You know what I want you to do?
No.
You know what? Hurt me. Hurt me,
No.
Patreon. Hurt me. And you know how you can do that? You could well first it hurts me when you end your Patreon. But also the other way you can hurt me physically is that so many of you add $1 to Patreon that I hurt myself trying to run down the list in the style of Excalibur.
Sorg. Just think about when Mayhem Mania starts back up again.
Oh jeez.
No,
that's why this is.
If you know what you're asking for.
That's why this is a challenge for December. This is the December challenge. It's the Excalibur Mode December Patreon challenge.
Okay.
You got that?
All right.
Build them numbers up to break me down.
Break them down.
Yeah. I like how we stopped.
Did I break you once?
No, I'm in the chat room. I'm snorting at them snorting in the chat room. Wrestling Mayhem Show. AEW Full Gear was this weekend. It was a show, and things happened. I watched it Sunday night with some friends. Thank you. You know what? I was so good. Obviously, I wasn't going to miss who won, and to me, it was going to be painfully obvious who was going to be the new champion of AEW. Mm-hmm. And I was so good about not catching any other spoilers. And you know what happened? We sat here with cameraman Rob was here, Aaron was here, and then I'm like, I've been so good about. I think I was explaining. I was like, I've been so good about not spoiling anything. It was like, oh yeah, so you didn't see Joe win the title. I'm like, you motherfucker! Did you seriously just do that?
But Sorg, which Joe?
He did the same thing. He did the same thing to me. He's like, oh, you don't know which Joe I'm talking about. I'm like, I know which Joe you're talking about.
But Sorg, which title?
So he got me. Anyways, it was good to watch wrestles with friends and with my new. Oh God, I lost it again. Oh no, where's my emotional support box? There it is.
No. Oh, your fidget cube.
My
you have
fidget
a fidget cube. Sorg.
I got a fidget cube now because
fidget
Missy's
cubes are great.
Because
I just want to point out, Sorg didn't know about the fidget cube.
I found it out when Missy's like, "You're annoying. I'm getting you a fidget cube," and I'm like, "What is that?"
Sorg, how have you not known what a fidget cube
I don't know. I would have benefited from it years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I stopped picking my phone up during pay-per-views because I'm playing with this the entire 4 hours of an AEW show.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Wow.
It's pretty nice.
So you said the entire 4 hours of an AEW pay-per-view. So really, you play with your phone for an hour and a half.
No. I picked it up like 2 or 3 times. And it was.
I'm just saying their shows are too fucking long.
Any moment I would have, So like that's it. And actually, and to me, like okay, so length. And I haven't seen as many length talks as came out of the last couple, but I think we're just used to this is what these shows are. But the crowd was down with it. Like the only down part I noticed with the crowd was the first half of the women's title match with Toni Storm and Hayter. Like they had a low point there, but man, they got into it, and nothing else felt off or dead to me. Like Newark was there for all of that, and even I watched 0 Hour on the way back in the car on the way back, and that was a fucking banger show. Just for the free show, I would hold up against any Rampage.
I would watch Eddie Kingston and June beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, absolutely,
any day.
Absolutely. But the mistake.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if that was the match of the night though. That might have been the match of the night.
Right, and it was on the free show.
I didn't get a chance to watch 0 Hour yet.
Yeah, definitely put it on your watch list. Put your throw in the
no,
background
I wanted
list.
to watch the Eddie Kingston match. I just
you
did
had
not
that.
stay around.
You had the very evil Danhausen debut, and you had the Cage and Starks match for the
Oh,
tournament.
so that's where they've been.
Yeah. What?
Ricky Starks has just been, I don't know.
What?
Ricky Starks has been there. He's been there.
He's been around.
Kinda.
He's been doing things. He's mixing it up with the big guys, the big boys for the last couple of weeks. But I mean, it's been.
But he
we're building him up.
deserves I'll say it. He deserves a lot more.
I mean, I think we're. Well, I think he's on. I think he's on a way to. He's on his way to getting a lot more. I think he's going to get a title shot in a couple weeks. Honestly.
Honestly, I don't
Okay.
want him to get that title shot because it's going to be MJF's first defense.
Yeah. I mean, I can't.
He ain't going to win.
No, he's not. No,
No, but that's why you shouldn't.
No.
You set him
No,
up
but-
for the future, dude. Like this is a building thing.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what
Ricky-
everyone told me about Cesaro and WWE.
Oh yeah. Well, we know that
And Cesaro and AEW.
Yeah.
And Miro in AEW.
And
And
so-
Andrade in AEW.
Andrade's had some issues
And
with things. I
Seattle
don't know what
Austin.
Miro
No,
thing is.
no.
Punk
No,
got
there's
built
no
up.
excuse.
I mean, wait, there's
There's
no
no
excuse.
excuse.
What do
There's
you mean
no
there's no excuse?
There's no excuse.
Anyways, moving on. So where were we? So there's pre-show stuff. Getting
show.
into the show. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just
Oh, you
gonna say-
just-
I
you just said-
this show.
Oh, I thought you said so as if you were transitioning
No,
into something.
A needle
Riz,
pulling thread.
Riz, what is the highlight for you of Full Gear?
I mean, I already said it. I want to see Eddie Kingston win. Like, I want to see an Eddie Kingston feud, title feud
Okay, with
with
MJF.
somebody.
Well, I think MJF would be
somebody.
pretty good. Yeah.
MJF versus Eddie would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Not MJF. Eddie Kingston versus, like, let's say Chris
Samoa
Jericho
Joe.
Mm-hmm.
again would be amazing.
Mhm,
Samoa
mhm.
Joe, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do bad matches.
Nope. Even his dark stuff has been pretty good. So
Like,
it's been like worth
Anywhere
watching.
I've seen him,
Yeah.
I've seen him wrestle ants.
What? Oh, you have. That's right. Okay, thank you. Oh, that took me a second. It's been a while.
I've seen him wrestle with giant cubes.
Mm-hmm.
This man can wrestle anything, and he can promote anything. He can do anything. So book him to do anything.
My favorite part is when Eddie took over the hype situation before the pay-per-view and took the mic and kept yelling at Bryce about how much time he had and kept apologizing to Excalibur and started putting over the matches, mostly the women's matches, and I thought that was kind of interesting. He was like, the main event, Mox and MJF. MJF, you're still a piece of shit, I love that. I loved his hijacking of the hype section there.
Mhm.
He's like, look at it, because we all know, if you've been to an AEW show, there's a clock like right, in their view, for their timing and everything, right there in the arena. And he's like 7:53. What does that mean, Bryce? How much time do I got? 2 minutes? Okay. And he's checking it in with them all the time, and he's just loose canning it on the mic, and it's so delightful. That's your for real spokesperson right there. The highlights. Listen, the Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter was the delight of the night for me. Seeing somebody get the nod there, somebody that the fans, and that's one thing. Maybe they don't right away. Maybe the Acclaimed didn't get the belts when everybody thought they should get the belts, or Jamie should have had it on the last one. But it comes around for most of these guys, especially when they have as strong of a reaction as they have. And
I think this was the right time for Jamie. Though.
yeah.
I think it was.
The four-way had the trajectory that it had. I think it was good that Tony got it. I think Tony's been a tremendous champion.
Interim.
I don't give a shit a champion. Okay, the one walking around with the damn belt doing the work right now. I don't care about this interim bullshit anymore.
It's stupid.
I'm
very
done with it.
It's
I'm done with it. And it was fine It's fine for a Band-Aid where they needed it. But
I think the fact that they have the belt on a heel now,
Mhm.
like, because I can absolutely see Jamie Hayter coming out and declaring herself the AEW Women's.
I can say like,
like honestly,
yeah.
because it makes more sense that a heel says, "I'm not interim of anything,"
And maybe that's the purpose.
I am the women's champ.
I mean, that's the purpose. It'll be like, you know what? I'm not even acknowledging this interim. I got the belt.
Yeah.
I beat the champ who beat the, like, no, like, I'm the champion. You're not putting asterisks on me,
Exactly.
And I think you're right.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's why we did the transition, so we could do that on paper as well as they declare it. Right. And then we just kind of put that behind us and move on. I mean, whenever Thunder
Then
comes
what
back.
was the
Go
point?
ahead.
What would be the point of? Then what was the point of the fucking tournament?
Tournament?
Wasn't there a tournament to determine the interim champion, or was it just a match?
No, it was just the match.
It was the
I think.
four-way match they had the
Okay,
last
never
pay-per-view,
mind.
I
It was the
believe.
four-way,
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm just confused by all the tournaments.
Somewhere
going
along
on.
the line, there was another tournament
Like-
for number one contender. I agree, there was, and there
Yeah.
might have been a tournament leading into that, and they just took the top
Mhm.
four after Thunder got injured. So,
Mhm.
and I think it's one of those cases where they thought Thunder would be back sooner, like maybe by now, and she's not, and but I mean, we talked about this last week. I don't want to beat that drum again. But honestly, like, seriously, that was a great match. I'd love to see that. I love to see that, Britt coming in and helping out with that. The women brought it all night. The Nyla Rose, Eddie Guerrero callback with the lowrider was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I
I wish Nyla had beaten Jade.
I do too.
Because I'm sorry, Jade is tired at this point.
Okay.
Like we need something else for Jade.
Well, Jade is doing. I think Jade is missing out by not having a mouthpiece. I think Jade is good. But I don't think she's good enough to not have the backup.
All right, if you're not going to have consistent storyline, like this Nyla thing has been the closest Jade has had to a consistent storyline
Okay.
for a very long time.
Okay.
Because this was actually
It's just been feeding her. It's just been feeding her. Like, hey, we're gonna feed you this person next week. Athena was chasing her for half a month, probably, or something like that. Like building people up to look like a threat so she can knock them down. And that's building her up. I mean, that's the long tail of building her up. They want her to Goldberg this thing. They're getting to her. I mean,
but see the Goldberg wrestled every week.
Mhm.
Goldberg wrestled every single week.
Okay.
That's how Goldberg got to be huge.
Yeah.
Jade only has 42 matches.
Mhm.
And she's been champion.
How long has she been in there? How long has she been
I'll
wrestling?
look it up.
Double
But it
check her
has to
debut.
be 6 months at this point.
What?
Has to be 6 months at this point
6 months of what?
of her being TBS champion.
Longer.
Easily.
That's longer than that.
It's been like a year.
It's longer than that, but like the Goldberg thing, like I get that's what they're doing.
Well, also, please remember Goldberg. They really, really padded those numbers. Those were not, and they had house shows and everything too.
Yeah, but they also had house shows and
Yes.
everything too. Like you could believe it. Yeah, she won the TBS title in November of last year.
Sure.
So she's been champion for a year.
She's
and
only-
it's only had maybe 20 some odd matches as champion.
Okay. And
If you're going to Goldberg this, you have her beat someone every week.
okay, but Goldberg also didn't have the belt for like
Mhm.
most of that run. That initial
Like Goldberg had the U.S. title for a lot of it.
No, he had the U.S. title and turned right around and challenged Hogan. I'm fairly certain within a month of him beating Raven for the U.S. belt, he challenged for the other belt.
I don't think that's
Double check
accurate.
that, but it was not maybe 2 months. Maybe. It feels like it was forever back then, but because time moves differently then. So in wrestling world.
God, a Goldberg and Raven match.
Mm-hmm. We
Kinda-
just get
that-
shitters. What a maroon.
Uh,
Anyways, so there was that. Jade aside.
of a long drawn out build. the Elite versus Death Triangle.
Listen,
is
let me
going
tell you
to
what
have
happened there. I am sorry.
6
I
more
apologize.
matches.
I'm going to outright apologize because we were sitting there watching the show and we're like, man, this match is so good. Why can't this be one of those matches we can watch like almost every week ad nauseum because it'd probably be amazing every time we saw it. And then they announced it later in the
So
show.
it's
We're
your
like,
fault.
oh God, we're going to find out, aren't we? So, like, to be fair, I think there are going to be a lot of really great matches that come out of this. So
No,
I'm really
I
curious
do-
on what they could do with this.
By the way,
It's gonna
Goldberg
be
had the belt from April to July.
April to
Before he
July, so that's like
before he beat
3 or 4 months.
Yeah,
Whatever.
So-
3. Yeah.
and wrestling every
But-
week, that's a lot.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right, he was a spectacle. I mean, he wasn't, getting paid by the hour, that's for sure, but still. And also, arguably, Jade has had a lot more work in those times that she's been wrestling than Goldberg has. So,
I don't agree with that at
oh
all.
really? Oh really?
No,
Jackhammer
I don't.
spear? Kick jackhammer spear?
Okay, kick jackhammer spear for at least 30 times, whereas Jade's had, 15, 20 matches as champion?
Okay. Wait, what are we getting at? Wait, because
If-
they would
She should be wrestling every week. If they want to do a proper Goldberg, she should be beating someone every week. They
Proper
don't all have to be
Goldberg?
title matches.
Why is this a rule that it has to be a proper Goldberg? Why can't she be a proper Jade?
Why do we want a proper Goldberg?
Yeah, wait, who like the idea comes from a Goldberg
I
idea
get-
or a streak idea.
I get they're trying to build Jade up into a monster type individual,
Mm-hmm.
like a monster type character,
Mhm.
unbeatable force. But why do we have to compare her to Goldberg?
Because it's streak versus streak. I mean, and that's what they're doing.
It's what they're doing,
But
but
honestly,
they're doing
you know-
their version of it.
And I'm gonna say, who should beat Jade?
Hmm.
People
Bret
aren't gonna,
Hart.
no, people aren't gonna like this. People are not gonna like what I'm about to say.
Stephanie McMahon.
Britt Baker.
No,
I-
God, no. Are you
no,
kidding
because then
me?
you have Britt and Hater
I don't hate that.
on top.
Fuck no.
No,
No.
that's-
I don't hate-
I disagree. I love
George,
Britt,
who,
but no.
Who can then?
What is the TBS title?
It's
That
the
bitch show.
secondary title.
It's a secondary title, right?
That Brit show.
That marketing speech.
That's the
And
British.
plus-
that's the Great
and
British-
plus,
British Bake
Then
Off.
you have Brit being the secondary champion, looking up at her friend, Jamie Hayter, who's at the top of the mountain. And then you have even more animosity.
I
built.
feel I disagree with you unless this is a transition for Jade to go for the big belt. And to me, that is the only
Yeah,
reason she
it
loses.
could be.
Okay.
It could be, and Brit could inadvertently cause Jamie that belt.
All right. So you're telling me that Rebel comes out with the taser. We beat Jade. Britt gets the belt. Okay. There, he's nodding. He's
See,
nodding
I'm
emphatically.
telling ya.
Yes,
Are we
yes.
talking?
It's
Are
all
we
there,
talking
clear as
about the-
crystal.
Are we talking about the Scott Hall taser?
Yes,
Where
yes,
it's
that's what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And then she
Only this time it's like something that can be used in dentistry.
I can't wait to watch Britt Baker beat Jade
Novocaine.
with a jackknife power bomb and call it the
Shove a
Novocaine.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Okay, moving on.
So yeah, the trios
Google
title.
Home. I'm
The
sorry.
trios title.
I don't know why.
the,
It's just
the
started
trios
yelling at
title
me.
doesn't.
We
Seven
don't need a
matches.
best of 7.
That's a,
Don't need a best
that's
of
don't need 7
a
matches.
that's a I don't want to think about a third of the show for the next 7 weeks.
Yeah, no, that's I don't want
Still,
to
you
book a
have-
third of the show.
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
rest.
That's I'm making up for these guys not being around the last 6 weeks. That's
But you have the best friends.
Mhm.
You have
The House of Black
Death-
coming
no,
back.
not Death-
Mhm.
House of Black.
Mhm.
Yeah, you have them coming back. You
Well,
have
they're going to come
a
back
bunch
and they're
of
going to be
other
like,
dudes.
why are these?
Dark Order?
And
Like,
now
you still
every
have
one
a-
of
you still
those
have a few of
has a serious bout of why is this happening when we're here as a threat, kind of situation. Or you do have a secondary 6-man title that you can do other things with those guys with. There is an ROH.
Why did they get more titles?
There
no,
is- no,
no,
wait,
stop getting more titles.
There's an
involved.
ROH. There's an ROH.
No,
pay-per-view
from what
coming
Tony
up.
Khan has said, ROH is a completely separate product and is not to be promoted on AEW.
Well, what? When did he say? Did he say that at the
See,
scrum
during the
the other
fucking
night?
ROH
scrum.
World
That
Champion.
doesn't make any sense.
During the fucking scrum.
That
he
doesn't
said
make
that.
any sense.
See,
and
this-
No, it doesn't. None of it does.
so I mean, they're. I mean, obviously ROH is a part of it, and until they get their own TV.
No, they're separate. They're separate companies, Sork.
They're separate companies.
They're
Okay.
separate companies. They should be talked about as separate entities.
Okay.
That's what Tony Khan said.
Well, then hopefully
Because he said he hasn't put on 8 pay-per-views this year. AEW has only put on 5.
okay, and one of those was the joint action too.
Yep.
So.
I-
Wait, so he's as we're talking about pay-per-views. He said, "Okay, I will listen to the rest of the scrum and see how that conversation happened because I can't take any judgment beyond that. But either way, you do have another 6-man title out there that wrestlers can work for. Okay,
That's
and
true.
No, only ROH wrestlers can work for.
that breaks all the rules of
Yes,
what
it
we've been
does.
seeing. Okay, wait, you're hanging on one thing he said that does not illustrate what we've been seeing. Okay, I don't have
No,
any
but-
context
but
for it.
Jericho has only been letting former ROH champions go after his belt
And Sammy Guevara.
because Jericho needed a fourth guy who's on his side.
Okay.
But
don't-
that's
not Daniel Garcia. Who's
yeah, should have been
ROH.
should have been Daniel Garcia.
Or-
Would have made more sense.
Yeah. But-
Yeah. Other
And
than
plus,
the
then we
other
don't have to
title.
see Sammy on a pay-per-view, so win-win.
Well, there's that whole thing. We can't make them all winners. Some people have bad
I
friends.
I don't need to see the Elite versus Death Triangle.
Well, then you can turn off a third of Dynamite every week. So
Which I'm probably going to.
okay,
honestly.
that is fine. You can watch
yeah, I'm
Dark.
probably going to because
Um,
I don't need 7 matches for them to just say, "Whoop, the Elite's better."
Okay, all right.
That's what's gonna happen.
I don't give a shit what's going to happen in 7 weeks because it's 7 weeks from now. Anyways,
But
back to this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
MJF beats Mox. The Mox was having fun on this match, guys.
Mox knows he's going away for a.
Mox
very
knows he's
long-
getting his vacation.
He's finally getting his vacation. He's going to play with his kids. He's going to do whatever Mox does in
He's gonna
Cincinnati.
go watch Survivor Series.
He's going to go watch a Bengals game. He's going to how the Bengals doing this season. I don't know.
not
no,
well.
Not bad.
no. What is
I mean,
that? My finger's in the wrong place.
Not bad.
Okay, all right. So there's that.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Wednesday brings.
But I thought that was really good to see he there was a good the thread I watched up through. I saw the Jamie Hayter, I saw the Acclaimed on the scrum, obviously the MJF bit that happened, which I thought was fantastic. And also notice now they didn't have to have the awkward moment of MJF being asked about CM Punk by the scrum.
Oh yeah, no, that was very much on purpose.
That was just like, no.
Yeah.
That was very much on purpose.
Like that was
Yeah.
that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Except it was driving me nuts because they did not mic the room for the official one. So
Yeah.
it was driving me a little nuts. So I know I'm like I encompass the audio guy sitting in the back room saying, "Fuck, would you get to pick up a fucking microphone?"
Like if they know they're gonna do this, they should mic the room properly.
No, they don't know they were going to do this. I think it's
Yeah,
very
I
obvious.
think they knew they were gonna.
No,
do this.
look, Mike, you've never worked on a wrestling show in production before. You don't always get a heads
Yeah.
up, especially in something of that nature of a scrum
But
like
Sorg,
that. Mm-hmm.
when you have as much money as Tony Khan does, you should prep for something like
Pro
this.
wrestlers and their personalities
So-
don't give a shit how much money you have. Okay? Like,
I'm just
trust
saying,
me,
Roman Reigns
I
did
have
the
worked,
same thing.
Mike,
Only heard every
Mike,
word he had to say.
Mike, I've worked several wrestling shows on several different levels. Turns out, this is the thing. Turns out, no matter what level you're on, it's all the same. It's all the same. It doesn't matter how much money. Doesn't matter how much money is behind a wrestling promotion. Doesn't matter how much money is coming down from the top and how powerful your president is in that company. It's all the same. It's all treated the same. It's all the same personalities. Okay? I'm talking production. I'm talking about wrestlers. I'm talking about all the personalities. It's all the same. So I'm telling you, when you see these problems at AEW, it is the exact same problems I see on the indie level, is the exact same problems on the larger scale at WWE. When we hear about these things, this is a fact. This is a sword fact from experience.
I don't think it's the same problems with WWE though.
They make their own new problems.
Yeah, they make their own new problems.
They make their
I
own
don't
new
think...
problems. Because you have a corporate problems on top of your other problems, and they're just really good about covering up those other problems. So anyways.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're good at hiding those problems.
Yes,
like
they
the
have it. They have it.
And like bad camera angles and shit like that.
Well,
they are good at covering shit.
Well,
up.
that is a that's a whole other bag of worms there. But at least they have camera angles and cameras that can point at wrestlers in a proper manner. Which is a struggle. A struggle sometimes. So, hey, this is a really important show. What do we get for camera guys? Who are these jabronis? Who booked these guys? Okay. Have they? Wait, they never worked wrestling before? They're union? Shit.
Oh.
I'm not.
Sounds like
Sorg is really tired, so Sorg is very easily airing frustrations right now. How many light tubes?
I love that we're going back to you yelling at non-existent people off mic. That's a solid gimmick to go back to.
At least there's a person-shaped thing over here, and it looks like Sasha Banks, and I feel very bad yelling at it. So
coming soon.
Coming
soon on Barmageddon on the USA Network. Sasha Banks.
You keep it up.
They had her name as Sasha Banks on the Barmageddon promo right after Raw.
You keep it up. She'll be coming soon to this episode too. All right. Anything else from AEW before we move on? We do have to get to Survivor Series preview here after the break.
Anything with AEW or the actual pay-per-view?
The pay-per-view mostly, but anything around the pay-per-view. What's your recent yays or nays there?
Oh, we should talk about Saraya coming back.
Yeah, I thought
that's true. Saraya.
It wasn't the greatest match, but again, she admittedly had some ring rust, but it was good to see her in there. There was a really big breakdown about like what her medical situation was. So, and it's sounding clear.
I'm just happy she seems healthy, and that's really all I need to say. Like honestly,
yeah, I'm
just happy that she's healthy, and I hope she continues to stay that way. And I hope nothing bad happens.
What on the same lines of what Mike said, I treat Saraya's return just like I received Bryan Danielson's return in AEW and WWE.
Yep.
Every shot to the head or like to the neck or any bump.
Every bump.
It just I cringe a little bit, making sure they're okay. Like I don't want they're amazing wrestlers. They're doing a lot better than I would, obviously.
Yes.
But,
that's why you're on a podcast and they're in the ring.
Yeah, exactly. But every time I'm like, oh, please don't get hurt anymore. Because I know people like Bryan Danielson and Saraya will put out 100% of their effort for anything, for the fans, whether it be AEW, WWE, bingo halls, ROH, anything. Like they would do it for free. But now they get paid a lot of money for it. But still, I still have that cringy aspect to it. I still do it with anybody. Like Sorg, you'll probably see me in the background of Rise, like cringing and trying to hope nobody actually got hurt. But
yeah, after you shoot MMA for a while and watch people actually get completely obliterated and then like carried out, you kind of harden to this kind of thing. It's like it just at that point.
Oh no, Sorg's there.
Sorg's like, people are going to do some things.
Sorg does not care.
It's a violent sport.
Sorg's
like,
wants it.
if they die, they die.
That's actually
no. That's not,
I think somebody did die at an MMA show that one of our crew did a couple months ago. So that's a fun thing. I have to be detached to it, at this point, because it's just like, wow, that's like somebody tonight could be their lives could be irreparably changed because of something that happens in that ring 10 feet from me, and that's something for wrestling, and that's something for MMA, honestly. So I mean, and I'm having this weird thing where I'm coming to grips with the idea that my profession and my fandom all is around stuff that harms people, that they put themselves through and each other through. But that's pro wrestling, is the thing. I see friends of ours in the industry, limping a bit, especially the old timers, and seeing what they go through. And the couple years in watching what's happened to some of these guys, and it's just like, man, and if I was able, if I thought I had the chops for it, I probably would be doing the same thing, because I got that part of my brain that's broken like them that wants to be around this stuff. But when I see somebody like, Saraya and Bryan Danielson, and all I can do is hope that they are making wise choices for themselves, in both in at least one case, one has a wife and a child, at least one child. I don't know if they had a second one. Did they? By the way, that changes things, and that changes your your thing. But also in a lot of cases, a lot of those guys and girls don't know another way to put food on the table, right?
Right.
I just watched the documentary from a year ago, that one that Dutchess was in, where I'm looking at Violent J. It was saying all I can know how to do is like be a clown and rap, and he's surrounded by his like wife and daughter, and it was like, I don't know what else I'm to do, like this is my life, this is how I make money, I can't imagine Violent J going to work at Walmart, right? Or anything like that. And then that's a guy, and that's also a guy who's medically he's not able to do that anymore. Now we find out, So what do you do? And a lot of these people don't think about that, or don't have that side gig, or have too much desire to want to do the original thing.
That's the same. Like if you go back to somebody who just passed away, Gallagher. I'm bringing up Gallagher on a podcast in 2022.
Yes, you are. Well, he was also in the Weird Al movie. Spoiler alert.
He was also, spoiler alert. But his gimmick for 40 years, 40 plus years, was smashing fucking watermelons.
Yeah, it's a living.
And you know that one day he wasn't going to smash watermelons. Everybody in that arena, everybody who paid their good money, everybody who wanted to see that would leave and never come back. So it's that addiction of
it's showbiz, man.
Wanting to.
You know what I'm always going to do? You know what? As long as I have a voice and a mind that works. Actually, it'll be really interesting when my mind stops working. I'm going to be behind a microphone doing this thing. Right? Like this.
That would
be
weird if it just stopped right now. Like just your
I mean,
mind just stopped right now, and you're just sitting there.
I'm on the edge of that anyways at this point, but but it's like I don't know how to do it. I don't know a life without this, and those people don't know a life without being in that ring And that's why a lot of them,
Right.
that's why you see so many of them, like, even if they got something else and they're making their money and whatever. Tito Santana had his oh God, what did he have? He had like a restaurant or something. He had a lot of stuff going on, but he's still like, doing a gymnasium show at Cal U, 10 years ago. It's
I've been there.
I think you've heard of it, right? Anyways, but it's the nature of the entertainment, of the actors, of anything like that. That's why you see the highs and lows. That's why you see some tragic ends of some of them when that gets taken away, right? It's
the wrestler.
It's
like
it is
it's
the
Randy,
wrestler.
It's
It is
Randy
the
the
wrestler.
Ram going to work at a grocery store and then
Right.
eventually slicing himself open on the meat slicer because he needs that rush.
That's what it is. There's an adrenaline to it. Like, I get it. That's why I do this. This is show. This is a show thing. This is on stage for me. When I couldn't make it in music. It's doing this, and it's running shows and things like that. That's my vibe. And I'll do it as long as I physically can. There's no
I just do this for the love of the game.
Yeah,
Sorg.
there's no
I
retirement
love
for
the
me.
game.
There's no retirement for Sorg. Like, there's doing this as long as I can do this. And then, God help me when I can't do it anymore. That's it. Hopefully this is the thing that helps me keep doing it, keep my brain going and stuff. As mushy as I am right now. Speaking of mushy, you don't like mushy pizza. You like the ooey gooey mushy pizza. I don't know. That's a transition. Our friends at Slate's on Broadway, New York City style. Yins are made, and I just realized I did the ads backwards. Beachview, Carnegie, and the East End, and the North Hills, and the South Side works. Check out our friends at Slice on Broadway. And somebody remind me to plug the other thing later. Survivor Series is this weekend. Of course, we got War Games. And I fell asleep as I was watching Raw last night. So, did we get a sixth woman for War Games? Or a fifth woman for War Games
Fifth
yet?
woman is supposed to be revealed on SmackDown.
Oh, those sons of bitches.
Hey, you know what? Driving people to SmackDown for the go-home show. I get it.
I guess so. I hate Saturday pay-per-views because then I have to squeeze in the Friday night show somewhere. It just driving me kind of crazy right now.
Well, dude, SmackDown looks like it's gonna be a banger though.
It does. And
You got Drew and Sheamus versus the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
Sign me the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Good
I'm
stuff.
in like Flynn.
We do have a three-way with the United States triple threat match. Bobby Lashley, Seth, and what's his face? Theory. I'm loving the new Theory, by the way. This is a good turn for him. It is hardcore Theory. I'm all about right now.
I still want them to add Ali to the match. I don't know if he's gonna get added, but I think he should be.
They've been thwomping him so bad the last little bit, so I'm kind of unsure about that. So, but yeah, no, I think it'd be great for that. I think it'd be a great addition. He's been doing some great stuff. They've been doing a lot with him. They've been inserting him in a lot of things. I loved the injured angle going in with Ricochet. I thought that was played up. I thought the story of that match was very good. And it's just like Mustafa keeps finding him in these places and getting clobbered. And it's just like he's gonna get one out here. Like
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
I think he has to be the one to beat Rollins.
I think it would be very beneficial if he's the one that beat Rollins.
Because I could even see Rollins surviving the triple threat and Ali saying, "Now will you wrestle me?" And he's like all injured and hurt, and Seth thinks he has the advantage, and Ali ekes out the win. I feel like that's got to be it.
Oh, geez. Well, I'm just looking. There's an article on WWE.com about what's streaming this week on Peacock and the network, and this is interesting. So, I've never seen them laid out like this. When you look at Saturday, so you got main event starts streaming, ICW Fight Club episode, WXW episode. I didn't know that those all drop on Saturdays. Lowdown Ultimate Survivor Series 2. What's that? What's Ultimate Survivor Series?
Oh, it's a studio show they do where they like pick their
fantasy
they
book.
want for Survivor Series.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. But it's like a whole like you got SmackDown Lowdown at noon. You got that at 10 a.m. 3 p.m.'s The Bump. Like I guess a special edition of The Bump, I would imagine.
Yeah, from the arena usually.
Okay, all right. And then and then of course like you have SmackDown from like a month ago drops on Sunday. So
Yeah.
it's weird how that drops. So NXT is now Wednesday nights on the network. I didn't realize that.
Huh.
So
yeah, no, it makes sense. It's a day after the show.
okay, it was a little wonky because I thought it was like Thursdays when I was looking it up. Yeah, it's like the next night. It's
Yeah.
not like the morning of. It's
I think it depends on.
maybe I'm thinking Hulu was still
internals
a couple
as well,
days.
too.
So yeah, that could be, or maybe they're just getting it out of the way because of the holiday.
Yes,
So,
that's also potentially true.
Okay, interesting. So I just never saw. It's been a while since I've seen like a weekly schedule kind of laid out like this. Excuse me. So we have that. We have the. I'm looking forward to these War Games matches. I think they're going to be great. I think they're going to be
War Games
nuts.
is gonna rock.
I'm loving Kevin Owens getting thrown in there. I love all this stuff.
And all right, so
Mhm.
my general prediction, I think this is how we get Sammy out of the bloodline. Because Sammy last week on SmackDown guaranteed the bloodline was gonna win.
Yes.
I think that's gonna be the linchpin for, and I think Sammy's gonna eat the pin
Mm-hmm.
in War Games. Like he's gonna be the reason the bloodline doesn't win.
I
I really think that's.
think he's going to be
it.
the
And then-
reason. I think he's going to have, because he kind of stalled when he faced off with Kevin.
Yep.
Because there was that thing they were teasing with them. They obviously stalled because of what was going on.
Of course.
Like I know I could see like there's some involvement there. That's what puts them under. You know, we got good guys win, but the belts the belts are
Mhm.
safe. So you know that
Mhm.
kind of thing going on. You know, so I think that's.
I can see like I can see the segment like Jay the next week on SmackDown blaming Sammy for their loss in War
Mhm.
Games,
Mhm.
and Sammy's like, "My dog, I tried to do everything I could, my dog, but I was triple teamed, my dog." And then
Mhm.
Roman like puts a sober arm around Sammy. He's like, "Listen, Sammy, my dog, I know you did everything you could." He's like, "Listen, I know you did everything you could. It's fine. We're still Usi." And Sammy's like, "Oh, all right, good." And then he turns around right into a Superman punch.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then the rest of them just beat them down.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like,
And
I feel like that it has to go that way.
then Kevin like comes out and says, "I told you so," and they make up and go after the belts or something, right? The tag
Or
belts or something.
I still think this could lead to Kevin Owens getting another shot at Roman.
Yeah, I can see him doing between now and Mania, for sure.
Yeah.
Like they
'Cause, I
need.
mean, Rumble is a good opportunity
Mm-hmm.
for something like that. And there's also Raw 30.
When's that happening? Like
I
January, right?
think it's January or February. I
Okay.
forget which one.
Okay.
But it's I have a feeling that's going to be a potentially big show. I could even see that being the show that Roman loses the belt on.
No. What?
I could see it.
What?
I could see it absolutely because they're going to be expecting monster numbers on that night, so they're going to be promoting the shit out of it. If you put like Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns on Raw 30 with Sami Zayn in Kevin Owens' corner,
the only possibility is if it works into a situation where he loses one of the belts.
yeah,
One
Good.
of the belts, not the belts. He loses one somehow.
no. But, so here's the thing: if we're building to Roman versus Rock at Mania, that doesn't need a belt.
Doesn't need a belt. No.
No, but I don't think it's helped by a title.
Okay.
I don't think
Sure.
it's helped by a title because then the result becomes a bit too obvious because Rock's obviously not sticking around. But if you don't have a belt, then either guy can win. I feel like that's because like remember if Roman is still the one champion, he's not gonna be fighting The Rock unless The Rock wins the Rumble.
Honestly, if The Rock,
The Rock would have to win the Rumble.
yeah, you can work around that. They can
It's very difficult unless Roman
listen.
has two matches, which I don't see happening.
You forget the most important rule of wrestling. The rules matter until we need to change the rules to get to what we need.
Right.
Okay?
Right, of course.
Like WWE has been notorious for this over the years. So the answer is whatever gets us to what we want at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, of
not
course.
Rock needs to win the Royal Rumble. Not this has to happen. There needs to be two matches.
I'm just speaking in for instances as of right now. Like,
okay.
If we want to get to Rock versus Roman at Mania, Rock has to win the Rumble.
Okay. Because we only have two belts.
As of right now.
Or did we just establish? What? Wait, did we just break Riz? Riz always rubbing his head. Oh no, Riz!
Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, you dropped out for a little bit.
Okay, I know I did. I'm sorry, but The Rock doesn't need to win the Rumble.
Then what he does if he's going to be fighting Roman if he's still champion?
Then what
He's The Rock.
Then what do you need? Then what do you do with the Royal Rumble winner?
Yes, exactly. Then what do you?
Does this become a thing where they challenge for the NXT belt for reasons?
No.
No?
Absolutely.
I mean, we did tease that one year with Edge. We teased it with Edge. It's not on the table, Mike.
But Edge only teased that because that wasn't a belt. That was a belt he hadn't won before.
Right, and it was just a little. I mean, also we were given a reason for Edge to go on NXT and pop the numbers.
Yes, but still,
sure, but still.
No, that's not happening.
The Rock's if The Rock wants to be in the main event, The Rock's going to be in the main event of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
In the words of The Rock, it does not
unless
matter.
The Rock shows up, helps drop the belt, we find ourselves with a Macho Man Warrior Sergeant Slaughter situation.
Yes, because the Rock could be the one to cost Roman Reigns.
Oh man, The Rock is the special guest host of Royal Rumble this year. I wonder what'll happen.
I could see The Rock being the host of Raw 30.
Okay.
I mean, if The Rock is host of Raw 30, literally anything can happen.
He didn't make He didn't. What did he? He didn't make the anniversary Survivor Series last year. And phoned it in.
Yeah, I mean,
hilariously. So, I mean, honestly, I believe that all of this is still up in the air depending on his schedule. I really think all of this is still being worked on.
That's why I said
I think
if
I don't even
The Rock
think
wants to do it, The Rock's going to do it.
I still feel it's a small possibility that we hit The Rock at Mania, to be quite honest. So really, I don't.
Football promotion is to promote Sorg.
He does have football to promote. Yes. The great.
Yeah, and when does the XFL start? Oh, roughly around April.
Roughly around April. I
mean,
didn't we technically have a season of it, or is this the season?
So
COVID
happened. It wasn't owned by The Rock. It was still owned by Vince.
Wait, no, not that. But I thought they. So wait, wasn't there something, or is this another promotion? Wait, was it another one? Who had teams, but none of the teams actually played in their hometown?
Oh, that was the original XFL.
Was it the original XFL did that?
Well, not the original XFL. The one that
the newer 2.0 did that. I thought somebody did that like last year.
Yeah.
Was it another
XFL 2.0?
Is there another football?
That was XFL. That was USFL.
USFL, like last year did this.
Yeah.
Like
that was last year.
Like there was a Pittsburgh team or something, right? But they never played here.
Pittsburgh Marauders.
Okay.
They never played. They played in Birmingham.
That's why I'm confusing. Okay, but XFL will be home teamed and everything, right? Like they'll actually travel and
presumably.
Okay, presumably. We'll see.
They're all taking the Rock's jet. It's fine.
That's right. Everybody, pile on, guys. $7 production. Oh shit!
Boy,
I'll pop if Teenage Rock ends up somehow involved with this new XFL too. So.
He probably will.
He will. I know.
Right,
I think he's the tag along.
Also, while we're on the topic of WWE, how did you guys enjoy the LA Knight Bray Wyatt story on SmackDown?
It pleased
You
me
don't
so.
slap a man wrestling with his own evil intentions in the face twice. You just don't do
I
it.
loved him walking out. We see the mask in the background, and they come back from break. And I'm watching on Hulu, so it's like an instantaneous thing for me.
Yeah.
And he's just like covered with everything they could find.
Yeah.
It's just like
So good. Because that's probably a match we're getting at Survivor Series.
yeah,
Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight.
I would think
I'm almost sure of it.
It could be. It could be. I also enjoyed how hilariously long we stayed on the close up of Bray at the end of the segment.
Oh yeah,
Like uncomfortably long. I was like
when he was just staring down LA Knight
Yep.
from the ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was watching that with the wife, and she loves Bray Wyatt, and she's like, "Oh, that's really creepy." I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah.
Like how friendly Bray is, like the creepiest Bray ever. You
because
know,
you know, it's just it's talking to Bruce Banner when he's like stuck in traffic. Like something's gonna set him off, and you don't know what it's gonna be, but something is gonna set him off.
Bray Wyatt stuck in traffic show title.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Jeez. Reggie. Wait, was Scripps Reggie?
Script
Yeah.
was Reggie.
Scripps was Reggie? Oh man, I
Yep.
am so down with the character because I'm like, who let this create a character in here? Did you guys, Mike? Did you see the Scripps guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was expecting something different. I don't know what I was expecting, but hey, you know what? If it gets Reggie, some more TV time, I'm aces with that.
He
Good
was
for him.
fired, wasn't he?
Reggie? No.
Yeah, I thought he was like,
No.
that's good. I thought he was.
No.
Okay.
He wasn't fired.
Okay. I
No,
dig
he
it.
wasn't
I
fired.
dig it. It's something different. It's something interesting. He's very flippy. I loved, the audience had no idea what to make of it. That mask is weird. He does he apparently has co-opted Sin Cara's trampoline. He found it dusted off in the back in storage apparently. So like that's nice. Wait, we'll see what happens with him. So, but it was, I think they're going to modify that costume a little bit though. That was a little crazy. And Dijak came back tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Are you Mike? Are you here for Terminator Dijak?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Dude, if we're building to Dijak and Braun at Stand and Deliver,
Well,
sure, sign me up.
He attacked Wes. So Wes Lee.
Well, okay,
so he's
so,
coming
yeah,
at the
so, I
North
mean-
American title.
So maybe we're building to Mello versus Braun at Stand and Deliver then, which will be even better.
Okay. All right. Is Stand and
But,
Deliver actually happening? And what's up, Joshua, over there in how is E1? What? What's up over there on the Twitch, guys? But so Stand and Deliver is actually happening in LA because I saw the ticket packages include it. So it's not happening in the arena. This is, to my knowledge, their first road special event since COVID. They've been in the road for house shows, but
Possibly, yeah. I think it might be their first.
so
Who knows? They might do one before that.
yeah, glad to see that that's happening. So might have to
I still don't like the timing of it.
look at my schedule. So
I don't like that when we have the 2-night WrestleMania that Stand delivers on in the afternoon.
yeah, that kind of.
I don't because on the West Coast that's like a 9:30 a.m. Stand and deliver.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I really got to think about my schedule.
Yeah,
out
that's
there.
that's like a 9 a.m. Stand and deliver or
Oh,
whatever
man.
it is.
Hey, at least that means I won't be scarily waiting for an Uber at like 1 a.m. So I'm kind of okay with that situation, right? So, okay, well that's a thing.
Tina says 10 a.m. show.
10 a.m. show. Well, hey, I produced a 10 a.m. show
Yeah,
last year, so I'm not against that idea. So, and I've not officially been invited back. So either way, I still gotta get my Mania tickets, and I might get if I end up not booked, I'll get stand and deliver tickets. But other than that, But listen, I'm sitting here not knowing if I'll get booked this weekend at this point because I just feel
Just stay on that trampoline, Sorg.
stay on that
till you get
trampoline
booked.
till I get booked. Book
Till
Sorg.
you get booked.
Book Sorg.
Hashtag book Sorg.
Hashtag book
trampoline.
Sorg. I don't even own a trampoline because that would be a bad idea. You understand, if I had a trampoline in my backyard, I would accidentally bounce over a cliff, basically, because
Yep.
Pittsburgh,
Yep.
Absolutely.
as the Crusher, as the
No, it's not. It's not Pittsburgh, Sorg. It's your block.
my
Like,
block is
you live
sideways.
on.
Listen, there was a wrestler, the Crusher, that I know we found a match on YouTube of him versus Hulk Hogan, but he was usually around here back in the day in the studio wrestling days. The fabled and the great Bill Chili Billy we interviewed before his passing. Tell me the greatest Crusher story, where he was interviewing Crusher, and Crusher said, "Pittsburgh is the only town where you can suicide out of your basement window." And I was like, that's true. That's very true, actually.
Yeah,
that is
very true.
very, very true, including this street. So it's like, listen, this is first floor here. This is about the 5th floor out the back. Okay? That's just how it goes around here. So how'd that groundhog get in that tree? Anyways, could you imagine the traffic between Staples Center and SoFi Stadium? Yikes, and the Mania starts at 5 later on that day. Oh,
Yeah.
boy, I really need to start thinking about planning my WrestleMania trip, don't I? Because that is a
I would
problem.
just invest in a jetpack.
Already been investigating, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, I need to figure that out real quick. Because I think where am I at? Texas that next weekend? So, we might be doing a West Coast living on the other side of the country for half of April. So, anyways,
Would you say you'd be doing a West Coast Pop, Sorg?
That's what these shows.
I want to throw this through the lens at you, Rez. Throw this at you. I just
You
bought
forget.
it, so.
You forget what I had. What I've been reading most of the time.
Oh
here,
no,
Sorg.
not the joke book again.
Bad joke books.
Oh,
I don't have it on me right now.
Riz, you're gonna
Don't
come to
worry.
WrestleMania with me.
Riz,
You're gonna-
please find the joke book.
You're gonna get on the
during
plane.
the second ad break.
You're going to get in the plane. You're going to sit on the other end of the plane, and you're going to read jokes from the joke book out loud.
Then you're gonna throw the.
In fact,
Joke
Riz,
book
what
out of the
what you're going to do is you're going to have a show at WrestleCon, and the show is just going to be an hour of you reading.
Riz
from
is
the
one
wrestling
man
joke
show.
book. Yes,
Book it. Book it.
yes, absolutely.
I wish I had the confidence that enough people would show up if we had a Wrestling Mayhem Con at WrestleMania weekend. And oh, geez, there might be enough of us. We could at least do a meetup or something. So at this rate,
I have a bad feeling of who's gonna be there, Sorg.
you know what? It'll be you afraid like Big Freak is gonna show up or something, or
Yeah.
like oh no, all the people
That's
we don't,
exactly who.
all the people we don't want to show up are gonna show up.
Yeah.
Listen, it happens. I swear.
It does.
There's one person that I've run into at all the big wrestling events across the country, and I'm like, why are you here? why have you
Me
followed
too.
me here? So it happens. Guys, you know what? Go check out IndieWrestling.us, Indie Wrestling Network. We just posted 2PW's November Pain 2, headlined by Jason Gorey and John McChesney. It was a great match with some really fun surprises. Dollar collar match with friends of the show, Peyton Graham and Stevie LaBelle. A lot of great stuff on there. There's Jeez, I'm sorry. I just saw clips of like the last show where there was a Lego gun, and I realized I didn't watch the last show yet entirely. So I'm like, oh no. I just have that in my brain right now. Sooner or later, depending on how much sleep I decide to get tonight, Rise Wrestling show from the weekend, the tag tournament, will be up as well, which includes the return of the main event. Oh, hey, I'm wearing the shirt tonight. Look at that. The main event's for everyone. For everyone. Everyone is welcome. That's right. That was what it says. But anyways, go check out all that, IndieWrestling.us. Please support indie wrestling and good video for indie wrestling at indiewrestling.us. Also, memberships available over on YouTube as well to see all of the new shows. And also giving a shout out, and it should be up here in a couple of days for you guys to earmark, but the VCW Road to Victory pay-per-view is coming to Fight. You can check out this last month's VCW over on Fight Now for free to see what's going on there and see that we can stream from a gymnasium in West Virginia. So some really, really exciting matches are getting. Beastman's going to be on that. Madman Fulton's going to be in there in the championship tournament. Jason Kincaid. Damian Chambers is making a lot of noise across the indies and over on AEW Dark. He's been on a few times. A lot of really, really good stuff, and a lot of friends of the show a part of that as well. Remy LeVay, a lot of really good stuff. So Super Oprah returning as well. So go check that out. And you can hear the voice of WrestleFan. Sorry, Eamon Payton joining the commentary crew on that original stream we did there for Fight. And also Spotlight Slam, a lot of great stuff happening there. Victor Benjamin and Jackson Stone featured on this week's episode, as well as that casket match with AZ Lambert and Remy LeVay. So we got all the casket matches out there. So go check that out. Plus, if you've never seen it before, we included a classic match from 2PW from Hardcore Halloween. That involves attempted vehicular manslaughter. Yep. Chris is like, yep.
Yes.
And
saw that. And I was like, yep.
Man, I don't know if they'll do another Hardcore Halloween. Legally, I don't know.
They should.
They should. I don't know if vehicles will be involved. I don't know. I know there will be a giant bonfire if they do it again. So there's been a desire for another Hardcore Halloween. I don't think fans will be invited. Legally, I don't think fans will be invited. So
You don't think fans can be?
I don't think we can allow fans to be there. At least if we did it in Pennsylvania. Yes, it is. So,
Sorg, I really hope the Shark comes back too.
The Shark? Oh yeah, the Shark was really good too. Hardcore Halloween. It's over on. It's on the network. There's bits and pieces of it all over our YouTube page as well. Just imagine a ring. I don't want to tell you where the ring was because I think it's going to kill the mystique. But
Undisclosed.
it was a very GPS didn't work where we were. Let's put it that way. We were in a place and I wasn't there for the taping. I actually wasn't there for the taping, but I was there for the location scouting. And oh boy, I could not imagine what that was like at night. And I want to be there next year for it. So if it happens, rumors and speculations. So anyways, hey, let's take a quick break. We'll be back and we're going to find out what are we thankful for in professional wrestling right after this. We are back, and we were just talking off air about because she's in that promo from Stronghold Academy, and Thea Hale and this Chase U thing. I just the more I see it because they had a big throwdown in the back with who's the guy that's been like infiltrating Chase U lately.
Duke
Hudson, right? And he gets in the fight with the guys, and she's like. She's screaming as if she is also fighting and everything, right? What are you doing? Yeah, doing the thing.
Chase you.
Chase you. And well, I just found it so hilarious. Her energy is amazing and over the top, and like because she's a for real cheerleader, so they obviously typecast her. But she's like, I feel like I've not had. I think I've had a brief momentary interaction with her before she got signed. So I have no idea about what she's like really. But I don't know if she is channeling what she doesn't like about cheerleaders or channeling herself up like 110%, but it's tremendous. And then they did the thing where Hudson came in and explained to it, and he kept asking the questions that's like the whole like, well, did you get suspended? You know, was this a thing? Was it a bad offense? Like am I going to lose my star player kind of questions to the coach? And then I remember, and then Chase looks at the other guy and says, and they believe him. What the fuck are you still doing here? I just fucking lost it. I'm just so 100% in on this stuff. I need
the Chase U stuff. Honestly, has been wonderful.
I need a montage.
Like, I miss Bodie Hayward.
Yes.
I miss Bodie being a part of it too, but
I need a catch-up montage of the Chase U stuff, okay? Because I know there's a lot I'm missing.
Oh, yeah. There's a bit.
Because I'm sorry, I was surrounded by so much stuff I couldn't stomach at the time. So I'm in on this kind of stuff. So sorry, I just had to get that out there because that was one of the NXT is starting to bring me some pure joy moments again, and I'm so happy for it, just so absolutely happy for it, especially since it was such a slog to try to watch all the wrestling I tried last night, and I failed. It's so bad. I fell asleep the last hour. Raw.
I have a YouTube playlist of Andre Chase University
all right, you're gonna have
that
to
I'll
DM
be
that
dropping in the Facebook chat room.
Yeah, drop that to them, and then please DM me that as well, sir.
Yes.
All right, you had something you wanted to bring up before we moved on.
I sure did.
Okay.
I sure did,
Yes.
Sorg.
Yes.
So Mad Mike likes to dabble in things, when he's not on the show.
Don't we all? That's how we get in trouble here.
Yeah.
That's why Sorg's so tired.
So there, at a bar, at a literal walk down the street from me this past Sunday night, there was a wrestling trivia contest.
It is a reminder that Mike lives in the quaintest of neighborhoods I've ever, I didn't know existed and real people live.
Yeah, this is going to dovetail into something else I want to talk about. But I first, so I did give the podcast a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Several people there asked me for the name of the podcast. So if they're listening,
hello,
and this is a very specific reference I will explain in great detail. The Manhattan Center and the Hammerstein Ballroom are very different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so you agree, Sorg? You agree, Riz, right?
I've only been in the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Okay.
I locationally, but my understanding of the facility, yes, that's very different.
So there was
same building, different venues, correct?
The Manhattan Center is the building, and there are two rooms inside the building. There's the Hammerstein Ballroom and the Grand Ballroom.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So and I believe they can be ran together, and then that is the full Manhattan Center.
Okay.
But there was a
Oh.
question in the trivia. Where did the first Raw take place? And at least 3 teams said the Hammerstein Ballroom. And I kept hitting my buzzer. I was standing up, furious, hitting my buzzer. Like, then some people started saying Madison Square Garden. Some people started saying other shit. I'm like, and finally I was like, we were the 5th team. By the way, our team name was We're Old, We're Tired, and We Work with Fucking Children. But I finally got it in, and I was like, it's the fucking Manhattan Center. And I got booed readily in the entire bar. And it was amazing.
Mike got to play the heel.
Our team was the heel the whole time
I think
because we even corrected them
Mhm.
on a trivia question.
Oh no, you were those.
Oh yeah,
guys.
and it was like a daily double trivia question too. We
Uh-huh.
had 500
You
points. Ready.
actually somebody.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you guys
Excuse
the
me.
question. You
I
tell
have a
me-
podcast. I think I know this. Do you know? Who
I said
do
I've
you?
been- I
At
said-
what,
I told
wait,
them
Mike.
I've been
Mike.
doing-
At some point, did you say, "Do you know who I work for"?
No, that would have been funny though. But
I think they would have kicked you
But
out.
I told them I did tell the host that I've been doing a wrestling podcast for 15 years.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
That's the thing on
um,
his resume.
yeah. But so let me ask you guys the question. You tell me who the answer is.
All right,
okay.
chat room, play along.
Yeah, chat room, absolutely. Play along, please. Who holds the record for the longest time in any single Royal Rumble match?
Any single
Do,
Royal Rumble
A
match.
single.
do 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 do.
It's either.
What I done.
Is it Curtis Axel?
No.
No.
Okay.
no.
We're not playing that game.
Legitimately. Like,
It is
legitimately.
either.
The
Yeah,
Jade-
not our
It's-
fun Zach.
Oh wait! I know
could
this.
never be
Wait! I
eliminated
know this is a
if he
trick
doesn't
question.
bring a second leg.
It's Ray, isn't it? It's Ray Mysterio.
It's Ray.
Incorrect.
No,
It is
because
not
it
Rey
used to
Mysterio.
be DiBiase.
That's the answer they had too.
Okay, it used to be
No,
DiBiase.
that's the
It
answer
used
they
to,
had,
it used
too.
to be Shawn Michaels, but
It was Shawn Michaels. It was DiBiase. It was Rick Martel. It was Ric Flair.
Mhm.
Roman?
Mysterio. Nope. Daniel Bryan
no.
Oh. Yeah.
from the greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh,
From the 50-man Rumble. Because
wow,
he
that
was in there
40.
for like
Was
an
that-
hour. He was in there for an hour and 15 minutes or something like that.
Technically, that's right.
And he still didn't win.
Yep.
And they said the answer was Rey Mysterio, and I was having a fucking conniption. I was like, no, it's fucking well not Rey Mysterio.
I can't wait to
It is
see.
Daniel fucking Bryan. Like,
I can't wait to
I was-
see this bar pull Impact Wrestling and ban him from Trivia Night.
honestly,
Was there? Was
we,
there?
we were
was
the
there-
heel team
was
the
there a
whole time.
prize?
Wow, well, Riz,
Was there
what
a
is
cash
happening?
prize
Riz, you're
in this?
Riz.
$20 off the bar tab. Riz.
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Okay.
yeah. No, it just
$20.
sounds like your microphone's going through puberty.
Oh no, me actually like talking. I don't know
I
what happened.
don't know. No. It's a volume thing. I'm pretty sure it's a
No,
volume problem.
Volume thing.
Yeah, like I think your Zoom's just going nuts right now.
Yeah,
Anyways.
it's not happy with me today.
Okay, we gotta work on this. I'm just happy you have a
Who-
microphone, but
But
Oh.
yeah, it was fun being the heel team in an entire bar.
and
For
this
trivia.
this transitions
Very fun.
into
This transitions into so did you guys I didn't watch Being the Elite. I've seen clips of Being the Elite. But apparently during the trios title match, apparently match 1 of 7, there was a specific chant that's been drawing some controversy.
I also saw this in a cutaway when I watched Being the Elite. I did not notice on the pay-per-view because my co-watchers are kind of talkative, and I usually don't catch the crowd and the announcers during pay-per-views, honestly. So, yeah. So some
Yeah, don't worry about the announcers.
fuck CM Punk's chance, huh?
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
CM Punk chant.
I mean, also consider they were in Newark, where that already.
yeah, I mean,
you're in
obviously.
Newark where that already happened, and I'm loving that the Bucks are already saying, "So, we're in Chicago this week. This should be fun."
Yeah, and looks like Riz's Zoom just kicked him out again.
Oh no!
But
Honestly, I do not imagine. I don't know that Chicago is sided with Punk on this.
oh, I think it's going to be a very I think there's going to be "We Want Punk" chants.
Nah,
I think there's
you
absolutely
think?
going to be.
I don't know the way this thing went down.
I mean, hell, there could be like a Sprinkles cupcake chant, wherever that place was where he was eating the.
yeah,
the
that could be
cupcakes
too.
from.
That could be too. I mean, Chicago is kind of its own thing.
Yeah,
But
I think we are going to see "We Want Punk" chants. on Dynamite?
I'm not watching Dynamite live this week because I'm doing a show, but shit. I will.
But,
I will watch it probably when I get home to see how this goes.
But I also take issue with, and again, I don't want to get too into this. I want to get my point, and then we can move on if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very Bush League for them to highlight the fuck CM Punk chance on being the Elite.
Oh, it's on brand for
No,
them.
no. I think the only reason I think it is if they were just talent and they had their own YouTube show. Like if this was Sammy Guevara doing it on his vlog, Ricky Starks doing it on his YouTube show, whatever. That's absolutely fine. These guys are executive vice presidents of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it kind of proves CM Punk right in a way that there isn't a level of professionalism that they should be held to.
I go back to my comments before. I will just go back to my comments before earlier in the show.
I think they should. I think I just want once to see the Bucks take the high road. Because now Punk doesn't have a platform, really.
Whoa! Stop right there.
No, but he really doesn't.
No.
He really
Punk.
he doesn't have at least 15 to 20 minutes to express himself weekly on television.
Oh, and these guys had time on their YouTube channel. Mike, this is 2022. There's nobody that doesn't have a voice. Period. A lot of people we don't want to have a voice have a voice. Punk
But
wants
the
to
Young Bucks have a more amplified voice than CM Punk.
You know what Punk's amplified voice is? Any open microphone he's on any platform, and it will be disseminated everywhere in the wrestling universe.
But also, Punk is not the executive vice president of a company.
No, but
Like I said, if the Young Bucks were just talent,
mm-hmm.
if they were just talent in AEW,
And they are not-
absolutely absolutely no issue with
and
that.
they are doing this on their own YouTube channel and not at AEW. Okay, so for one
But
thing,
it's promoted.
and
by
all they
AEW.
did was a cutaway, and it's like, look at this shit. They're not doing it on TV. Nobody's acknowledging the situation. They're like, they were gone. Isn't that fucked up? Oh, good,
Wait.
they're back.
Wait.
That's
all
we'll
I'll
see.
say.
We'll see. I mean, depends on where legal proceedings are, I suppose. And I don't, honestly, I don't think it's untoward of anybody to make mention of the situation outside of legal issues. I don't think it is. I think it's absolutely. I think everybody's been under their breath saying something about this when they talk about the company and the direction and the leadership. Okay,
It
on
just-
podcasts,
it just seems unprofessional to me.
The Punk was fucking unprofessional.
I never said he wasn't.
So
I never said he wasn't.
and I think they have every right to do that. And these guys have always played this game. Always
And that's
played
always
this game.
why I haven't liked them.
And well, that's not your brand, man. So
No, I know, but like
they built
I just
they
wish
built a
that for
thing
once
and
they would
people
take the high road.
and people followed them to AEW and built on the ideas they had along with Tony Khan. Okay? So like they got every right to feel jilted in this situation.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying you don't have to use your YouTube platform to highlight it.
Okay.
I just
You know what they didn't do?
I think-
You know what they didn't do? 20 minutes of CM Punk jokes.
yet
Okay.
they haven't had a chance to talk on television.
Okay. Well, I mean, they talked about shoes and not being there a lot. They had a chance to say something and haven't. So if that's all they want to do is just kind of point over here and be like, hey, this is happening. And they've made reference to, we're going to Chicago. This will be interesting. It's the truth. You can't hide from it.
No,
okay?
Going to Chicago,
they're going to go to Chicago, and the crowd is going to speak for them, Mike. And you can't just sit there and be like, wow, these fans are really excited about something.
If Chicago chants, we want Punk, and they do the same thing on their YouTube show next week, okay. That's different. Why would they hide it, especially when it happens on national TV? And then they're going to react to it, and they're going to get heat because they're fucking professional wrestlers, right? Yeah, they're also executive vice presidents.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
But they're
it does
professional.
though.
It does, but they're professional wrestlers. When they're out there in the ring, they're professional wrestlers. And their job is to get the reaction and work with the reaction that they get. That's the job, Mike. And if that is, and then
I'm not saying anything about
if the job is they're going to be out there, and that crowd is already riled up against them because they're CM Punk marks, which they probably are. I was there. It's fucking crazy. I loved it. Then they're going to do that, and it's going to be on BTE because it happened. Okay, so I don't think, and there's a lot of people maybe shouldn't be EVPs, and that's a whole other discussion. But that happens everywhere. How many companies I work for where the promoter is on the card? This is this is this is how wrestling goes. It is
not all the time.
Not all, a lot of the time, man. A lot of the time
on the indies.
A lot of time on the indies. A lot of times at TNA. A lot of times at
and at TNA, guess what? We gave them shit for that too.
I mean, a lot of times with Triple A's going on there because he's been in the office for a decade or so. So I mean,
Vince McMahon has been in how many matches?
Yeah, exactly. So this is wrestling,
and we critique it every single time.
You know what, man?
We do.
Sure. But
I'm saying the Bucks are open to the
I
same
can't say if I ran a wrestling promotion, I wouldn't end up in the ring in an angle because it's the natural thing to do. Some people do it too much. Some people rail back on it. Some people have been referees and use themselves at an angle because they'll know it'll get heat. This happens all the time. I'm trying to think of a promotion I worked for where the person that's led it did not get involved in something.
Lucha Underground.
There were TV people. Okay.
Lucha Underground.
I'm trying to think who all was office there. Was Conan office there?
Like Dorian Roland.
Okay.
He worked with them.
Chavo.
Robert Rodriguez.
Chavo went in. He was a coach or something. And
our buddy DeJoseph.
True.
Lucha Underground never did it.
Lucha Underground is also the most atypical situation and broke all the rules across the board. And you talk about and also lasted 4 seasons. So not their fault. Not their fault. But there was also a TV show that was under the scrutiny and financial pressures of a TV show. So that's not something like an Impact Wrestling or anything else. That's very apples and oranges in the wrestling world. But this is natural. This is natural. This is expected. This is the EVPs being involved is like I don't even know what a fucking EVP does in that promotion. I'd love more.
I would love to know what they.
They apparently have been there for the last several weeks doing whatever they do. And we bring it back around to our roots.
By the way,
this discussion was getting way too serious.
One last thing. The cover of the video game changed.
Oh, it had to.
Mm-hmm.
It really had to. Yeah,
I wonder if he's still going to be in the game.
We were talking about this weekend. It was like, it's going to be, you can build him and create a wrestler. All of his moves will be in there, but he's probably not in the game.
Or if it's going to be, or if CM Punk is actually going to be like THQ Man.
Yeah, exactly, or something like that. Somebody told me about how Big Show didn't make it into No Mercy, but you could still make him with everything in the
Big Show's in No Mercy.
I don't know. Somebody was telling me. Well, then whoever's talking to me is wrong. So
yeah, Big Show's in No Mercy.
So I thought so too. But
yeah,
anyway,
I just played No Mercy at that trivia thing over the weekend.
He might have
love it.
not been in WrestleMania 2000.
He probably wasn't in
Maybe that's
WrestleMania
it. Maybe
2000
that's it.
because
he
I
was
think
in
that, I think
Revenge and same engine.
Yeah.
So guys, what are you? We'll replace what we learned. What are you thankful for in wrestling this year?
Oh boy, such a loaded question, Sorg. Well, all right.
Let's tell you what. I have answers. I have answers that people have given us to buy you some time here.
Okay,
Hold on.
sure.
That's a picture of a cat
Yeah,
from
go ahead.
Awesome Cast. Let's move on. I got a busy inbox right now. We got Alex Cars in California says, I'm thankful for the awesome local indies that are plugging away and doing their things after such a weird time of uncertainty the past couple of years. So good to see that it's picking up in the California area, SoCal, to be specific. Dave Potter, I'm thankful for having multiple national touring groups so people can try other areas. As in the wrestlers are trying other areas, or I'm not clear on that. And then over on Patreon, if I can pull that up, and please, chat room, tell us what are you thankful for in pro wrestling this year, and we'll get to it here on the show live. Doc Remedy is thankful for more options than ever. I haven't been more entertained. That is true. I'm almost like a regular wrestling overload at this point myself. So that's fantastic. Riz, what are you thankful for?
Oh, come back to me, Sorg.
Mad Mike,
All right,
have you had an
yeah.
answer?
Yeah, I do. So before I get into what I'm thankful like in wrestling, I just want to say I'm thankful for the people that I know because of wrestling. It's been a particularly difficult year personally for me. But through my friends I've met through watching wrestling, through working with wrestling, through podcasting about wrestling, it's been a great help for my mental well-being, just to kind of detach and enjoy and yell and scream about everything wrestling, even if it's Sorg berating me for tweeting Tony Khan for the 80th time about a second women's match on Dynamite. Like,
Such an
even even if it's something that silly, like honestly, I'm going to be very upset if Twitter goes away, because Twitter is how I found this show, and I found this show through wrestling. I found all my friends in Pittsburgh through Twitter, through wrestling, like through this show. Like, I'm just thankful and grateful for that.
Absolutely.
And as far as like the actual in-ring product, I'm thankful for the people that have entertained me every single time they're on TV. Your Sami Zayns, your Baileys, your Kevin Owenses, your Eddie Kingstons, your Britt Bakers, your Orange Cassidys. You know, just people who like
and you got
enjoy what they're doing, and you can tell and you can see it on their face. And I'm also the most thankful that this past weekend we got the reuniting of the Party, and they played some Uno, and it was wonderful. I made a Twitch account simply so I could watch that shit. That's the only reason I made a Twitch account. I'm never going to stream. I promise you that. But yeah,
maybe
that's what I'm
You could
thankful
always,
for.
you could always subscribe to the to Indie Wrestling US on the Twitches, and also First Place Games.
Yep. Top Rope Tabletop
I
coming
followed
up.
you. This.
By the way,
Did.
Top Rope Tabletop coming up in a few weeks in December. I think it's going to be on the 16th this month. So keep an eye out there. But they had a good Christmas edition last year, so I'm excited to see what they do. And Halloween was so much fun when they were in here.
Halloween was like, I was watching Halloween, and
Yeah.
it was like it got rough.
Yeah, it got
It
rough.
got
It got
rough.
rough.
I
They
gotta
get into
say.
some stuff.
got-
Yeah. This is not. I don't know what whether this is at, but it is a side note because it just came up because I was checking Twitter real quick. Victor Benjamin wants to get back into the cage.
Yes.
And I'm really hoping that he talks this local promotion in that I work with at 247, because I filmed his his one boxing match that he had by chance. I got an assignment for it, and I watched, and I filmed his first match at wrestling, and I would love to film one of his cage matches. So I'm hoping 247 gets back to him on this one and puts him on something. Anyways.
All right.
Riz, you got something?
Okay.
Here we go.
Yes.
No pressure.
And I do apologize for my audio problem. Connection
it's not
problems.
Bad.
I don't know
Bad.
what's going
It's
on.
Not bad. I had Katie ducking out earlier too. I think there might be a Zoom issue this evening. So
yeah. So Mayhem show wise, I think I say this every year. I'm thankful for being on here. This show has helped me do better on like talking in public first and foremost, talking on like to higher ups to in the industry that is professional wrestling or anywhere. Like it did help me out a lot. So I am thankful for like everything that has happened like prior and will happen with us in professional wrestling. In professional wrestling, I'm thankful that the people that I have watched in the past are finally getting the eyes and the recognition they deserve.
our people are making it, man.
I'm going to bring him up again. Eddie Kingston, one of the best wrestlers nobody has ever heard of in the past 5-10 years. He should have been seen long ago. His passion, his heart, his determination, just amazing. Joe Hendry, another one we've been seeing sparks of, and only a handful of people have seen him. Now he's in Impact and doing amazing things. Ruby Soho, another amazing talent from that Chikara place. Orange Cassidy, I can go on and on and on. More people are now seeing them, and I know there's some people who wouldn't recommend Orange Cassidy as opposed to somebody like or a Danhausen or something like that. But it's there's more people in the like than in dislike. And if you don't mind, Sorg, I have one more thing to do. Do you mind?
Sure.
Which WWE legend don't you want at your picnic?
Which WWE legend don't you want at your picnic?
Bastion Booger.
Oh,
Oh
Mike.
God.
Repo Man.
Andre the Giant.
It's Andre the Giant. You got it.
Oh, fuck you, Riz.
I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself that I got that
I
one.
didn't even have to move because I just looked it up online.
Oh no.
I love the internet sometimes.
Tina Keys is thankful to see women's wrestling breaking more ceilings and people getting to see and root for the PNW wrestling scene Pacific
Did I
Northwest.
just break Sorg?
I'm just moving on. Fuck on.
Are
I'm
you
just
okay,
moving on. No, I'm no selling that
Are you
shit.
okay?
Tina Keats is also says getting to meet new people and pushing me out of my social anxious bubble through wrestling. Yes, absolutely. It was good to see Tina. I am going to continue to ignore Riz. And
What do you get?
I'm
when
just
you
happy
cross
I got
storm
it.
Clouds with the big dog.
Drew Gulak's also an answer for that. If you know, you know.
Yeah, it's Roman Reigns.
I am thankful for my year as a whole. I'm literally looking at my calendar to figure out what my year was.
You're looking at your calendar just so you don't look at me while reading these off.
Also because I can't look Riz in the eye right now.
Because what did John Cena say when he ate
You're killing
at the Japanese restaurant?
You can't sushi.
Close. You can't sashimi.
Ah.
Okay, Sorg, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh boy.
You killed my.
I'm out.
I can't do this now. I'm just gonna have to close the show.
Sorg, you can do it. We believe in you.
Sorg,
So
I believe in you. You're thankful for something.
I am.
Go.
I have so much to be thankful for this year because I'm still in disbelief a little bit actually that WrestleMania was only a few months ago for me, and the things that have happened since there. I was just looking back. Just at the beginning of the year, we did our first show in South Bend with Warrior and had I don't know how many matches at this point with Will Ospreay that were just mind bending. And in most of these cases, I was the director of a pay-per-view product that had these matches. The 3 days at WrestleCon working with AAA and New Japan and Impact Wrestling again, and meeting the GoPro crews and everybody else, working with New Fear City many times over the last year. I'm very thankful for Mike Moran of E2A Productions, partner. Let's clip this and tag him, because without him believing in me to take on some of these tasks and some of these shows in MMA and boxing and of course the professional wrestling, just this alone in the last year, hell, since January, hell, since April. I've worked with Warrior Wrestling several times, Defy Wrestling, including their debuts on both Pluto TV and Fight TV. I worked with Circle 6 with both their debuts on IWTV and Fight TV. I've worked with Impact Wrestling on 2 recordings at WrestleCon. I worked with New Japan Wrestling in some capacity, not directing. AAA I've worked with on a pay-per-view at WrestleCon. I've worked 2 other shows. I think we did 5 shows in 3 days there. I technically live switched a GCW/Black Label show for a couple matches on an hour sleep. That was fun and sort of met Brock Lauderdale. I can't even tell you how many wrestlers I have filmed, talked to, worked with, commentary teams, everybody I could think of in wrestling that I would want to meet today. I have been in the same room at the very least, in a professional capacity. I have produced wrestling shows in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 states at this point. Yeah, it has to be at least 6 states. Yeah, because we just added New Jersey. And that's the first job I had in New Jersey ever. So that was fun. So just going down the line there again, those companies, XPW now I've done a show for, No Peace Wrestling was another one I've done a show for, and it's continuing. There's discussions about other shows with some of these promotions that we're doing. New Japan Wrestling, I'd say we're a pretty good partner on their American expansion at this point for their live streams. And that's not me. That's Missy. that's Missy working for New Japan. I'm continually astonished at those and the opportunities and the people I've got to meet, people I've got to sit down with and talk to. That's if you wonder why I'm not doing interviews so much anymore. Because I mean, personally, the interviews were, I just wanted to talk to pro wrestlers and have a reason to talk to pro wrestlers. I mean, selfishly, and that was the mechanism I know. That's the thing that I could give them value of some sort. And now that just happens naturally in a lot of cases, just with what we're doing. And on top of that, I get to, through the work I do, not only in wrestling, but in other functions, I get to see you guys. I got to see Tina twice this year. Alex I got to hang out with Dutters in back. God, I was in LA. I forgot I was in LA this year. And I'm thankful for all of that. I'm thankful for having the opportunity to bring some people. This is probably less. That's a little bit of the wrestling thing because we're doing wrestling shows around that. To bring people with me on the crazy rides I've been on for the last several years since 2016 with my business travel. I've been able to bring Missy. I've been able to bring Katie and others along with us to see these and experience these things. See America the way I see America. I guess is a way we could put it. So this is a little bit outside wrestling, but still, it's just kind of a collective thing because it's just so bonkers the things that we get to do.
Do you remember when you were scared to fly?
I remember when I was scared to fly. Now I don't give a shit about flying.
I was gonna say, like,
I was so anxious.
You were completely different. You were so freaking out about it.
Yeah, I was. Oh, I was bad. I was bad, and now it's just another thing, and that's one of the biggest things. And I should say it more, but I feel like if so many people would leave their homes, and leave their house and leave their towns and their state, I think people would have a generally a better understanding of each other in this country and get out of your bubbles. But comfort bubbles are comfort bubbles for a reason. That's a grand version of what Riz you were talking about, what Tina was talking about getting outside your bubbles. But and even when I talk about other things about travel, I still every year when we talk about this, I roll back to this because without this show in 2006, none of this stuff would happen inside and outside wrestling that I get to do. Meeting all you people, meeting all the people outside of wrestling, it doesn't exist without this. Without the Wrestling Mayhem show, without 839 episodes of the Wrestling Mayhem show. That's what got to the other things. That's what got to our amazing partners here in the greater Pittsburgh area. What got to, I will be attending 2 wrestler weddings next year that are, and including one that is going to be, let's just say, practically family, which is so freaking weird. So if you know, you know. But it's very, very surreal when I find myself in one weekend getting a call from a beast man, getting a voice message from Rob Black, which is hilarious, and I wish I would have saved. I would not have shown it on the show, but a lot of you would have listened to it because it was the most Rob Black and greatest voice text that I've ever received. To just seeing my phone blow up, some of the and that's not even to mention the opportunities that didn't come to fruition yet, that were on the table. So that it's if this is what this year was like, what the hell are we doing next? But I am literally doing everything I want to do right now. I gotta find some new things I want to do. Other than keep doing the stuff I'm doing because I love it so much. So that again, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for you guys out there that continue to watch the show and make me feel like we're not just sitting here alone on a Zoom call to do this every week, because we probably would still be doing it every week if that was the case. But still,
oh yeah,
it
helps.
definitely helps.
The show would be longer.
Yeah, probably longer. We're like, oh god, some people are listening to this. We might want to cut this short, kind of thing. So that's what I'm thankful for, and I'm so glad we get to a chance to, and I try to kind of be grateful about it as much as I can, especially when I wake up and it's like I get to do this today. Holy shit! Like this week, I was sitting in Long Island. I think I mentioned this on the air show or Patreon or something. I'm sitting in Long Island, and we're doing this show, and it's a god awfully long show. I will say that, although they were good with everything else. Like 18 fights in the arm wrestling matches. It was crazy. MMA show, and I'm just like looking around how crazy this show is. And then we're producing everything that's on the screens and the live stream to people and making everything flow. And I just turned Missy. I was like, can you believe we fucking do this? It's just, and then we did the same thing the night after and made it work. And it's just incredible that we get to work out those or make an XPW holy shit show happen, for all the stuff that goes into that. So It's been incredible, and I'm so happy for that. I am just as happy doing. I am just as happy if I was live switching an Impact pay-per-view, which I did this year, as I am sitting at an RWA live switching for a recording. Just as happy. And that's incredible. One one was literally Ultimate X, and the other one is J-Rock chewing out the crowd. And it's both like it just I'm loving the vibe. I'm loving the friends that we're making, going to shows across the country and be like, oh, hey, I was just in New York with you, kind of thing, like what happened a couple weeks ago. It's just very surreal, very cool. And I have some other ideas I won't say out loud about it, but I'm sorry, I'm just going through my head and I'm tired and it's just I've been in this weird surreal fever dream for the last year, and I'm kind of afraid I'm going to wake up tomorrow. So on that note, I think that's a good point to close the show, guys. I want to have a discussion about alternative social medias for professional wrestling, but if we have time, perhaps we'll do that on the Patreon here. So thank you, Mad Mike 4883 on the tweets.
Yeah, and also Mad Mike 4883. Just whatever social media site you go to, just type that in. Odds are it's me. If it's not me, then I have a doppelganger somewhere.
Who knows? Who knows what these new things popping up, right?
Yeah.
And then also,
who the hell knows?
Riz plays games on all known social medias.
On a lot of things, and probably all of things.
What?
But yes, I don't know.
Oh, it's past his bedtime.
Tired.
We gotta let him go. All right. Thank you, everybody, for staying up late with us or listening through to this part of the show if you're catching it in the morning. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. Mayhem out.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.